Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm trying out the new foundation from Revolution, and this is the Skin Silk Luminous Serum Foundation, and the shade that I have is F8.5. Now I wasn't too sure on which shade I would be on this, but it says it was light medium with warm undertones, so I thought this one would probably be the best one for me. Now this does retail for I believe £10.99, so yeah, £10.99, so super affordable. And to me this looks very similar to the Chanel Le Beige foundation. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be a dupe, but the bottles look very similar, if you can see. So exactly the same shape, the same lid on there as well, only this one is pink and this one is obviously black and clear. So I am very intrigued. I'm hoping it's going to be looking very similar to that because that's one of my favourite foundations. But I haven't really seen any reviews on this. I don't know how it's going to go. You do get 23 millilitres or 0.77 fluid ounces. So even though it looks like it's the same amount, you actually get less than a standard drugstore foundation, which is 30 millilitres or 1 fluid ounce. But for £10.99, if it works out really well, then it's so much more affordable than my Chanel foundation and more affordable than a lot of foundations as well. Now I haven't seen any reviews on this because I want this to be a complete first impression. I want to see how it goes on my skin, how it looks, so that is purposely why I haven't seen any videos or any reviews on it. So it does come in 20 different shades. They start from very fair to very deep. Now they do have loads of different undertones, so pink, neutral, warm, and then for the deeper skin tones have red and purple as well, which is great. The only thing is, I feel like that there is a massive jump between foundation shades, but they did say they are bringing out some new ones, and I don't understand why they didn't just bring them all out in one go, because a lot of people are disappointed because there isn't a shade that's going to match them, and they're sort of in between shades, so they have to buy 2 foundations. And when you think if you have to buy 2 foundations, that's £20, that's pretty much like buying a more higher end foundation. But anyway, this is the shade that I chose, F8.5, because it looked like it was going to match me. It does say that it's light medium with warm undertones, which is why I always go for. Now with Revolution foundations, I have tried I think 1 or 2, but the shades have been very weird for me. I've never found a shade that matches me, and as you can see, I don't self tan my face, but I do self tan my body, so the foundation is going to be matching my neck. That's what we're going for, so hopefully it's going to match me. And on the website it says Makeup Revolution Skin Silk Serum Foundation retails for £10.99 and is available in 20 shades. It's vegan and cruelty free, light medium coverage, hyaluronic acid and peptide complex, lightweight, radiant satin finish, and a healthy glow. So this is why it reminds me a lot of the Le Beige foundation, because that is a healthy glow foundation. It says Revolution's first ever light to medium coverage skin loving serum foundation is here, enriched with hyaluronic and peptide complex to plump and hydrate your complexion. So this looks like it's going to be a buildable coverage foundation, light to medium. It looks like it's going to give you a nice healthy glow, which is very similar to the Chanel healthy glow foundation, and it's supposed to plump the skin because it has hyaluronic and also peptide complex in there as well. So I am very excited to see how this goes. It does have a pump, which is what I love, and yeah, it looks like it's going to be pretty good. So for £10.99, we'll see if it's worth the money, and I'm going to go ahead, zoom in, and we'll try out the foundation. I've zoomed in so we can test out the foundation and so you can see what it looks like on the skin, because as you can see, I do have a lot of acne scars. I have a bit of redness as well on my skin. I am breaking out a little bit around here, and I think it's foundation I was wearing yesterday. So this is what it's looking like. I like to zoom in on all my videos because then you can see exactly what my skin looks like before I put any foundation on. You can also see all of my pores and everything like that. So I have already primed my skin, used my favourite e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. It's what I use with all of my foundations, so I want to give it a very good test just so I can see what it looks like with the rest of my products that I usually go for. So the bottle looks very luxe. It looks so pretty. It is a frosted glass finish, and then you also have a pump on there as well. I love pink, so for me this is the perfect packaging. This is what I would go for if I was bringing out my own foundation because it's just so pretty. It doesn't mention how much of the foundation to use, so what I'm going to do is just do 1 pump and we will see what it looks like. So let's try and pump out. Oh, okay, so that's 1 pump. Oh, it looks quite light. I feel like this might be a little bit too light. The problem with foundations from Revolution is that they tell you what the shades are, but they're actually quite different to what they actually are when they look on the skin, because I always go for like medium or medium, and for me this is looking a little bit light. So we'll see what it looks like. We'll see if it actually oxidizes during the day as well, and just see how it applies on the skin. But it is looking pretty watery. It is a very watery foundation because it is a serum foundation. So I'm going to apply this to one side of my face and we will see what it looks like compared to the other side. One layer is done on this side and it looks very, very pretty on the skin. It is a very light coverage though. I'd probably say it's a light to sheer coverage because you don't really get much, but it has evened out my redness and my skin tone. It actually looks very, very pretty on the skin. It doesn't seem too glowy, to be honest. It seems a little bit mattifying. But yeah, it is very nice. The thing is, this shade is not light medium. This is a light foundation. As you can see, this is usually light medium. And this is what it looks like. It's not much different to my actual face, which is crazy because I would normally go for the palest neutral foundation for my natural shade. And there's not much difference between it. But you can see that my skin actually looks really nice. The coverage is very beautiful. Yeah, so I'm liking it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort of put a little bit more of a pump on my hand because I've used all the foundation for half of my face. So I'm going to do a little more of a pump on my hand and then build up all the sections where I have a bit of redness. So maybe on my nose and then on my cheek a little bit and then a bit on my chin. But everywhere else looks very pretty. I'm really liking the way that it looks on my skin. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and build it up and see what it looks like. I've built up the foundation and this is what it looks like and it looks so beautiful on the skin. I wish that this was the correct shade for me because this is way too light. As you can see, there is a massive difference between my neck and also my face, and then yeah, there's not really much difference between each side, but it looks natural on the skin. It looks like my skin but better. It's very, very pretty. I like it. I just wish that I had a deeper shade. But yeah, I like it. I'm hoping it's going to oxidize. And I'm going to go ahead, do the other side of my face and then come back and show you what it looks like. Both sides of my face are all done. And this is such a beautiful foundation. It looks so glowy and luminous. But it looks like my skin but better. It's so healthy. I love the way that this looks. I only needed to use, I think, 1.5 pumps for the entire face. And yeah, it's covered up my redness very nicely as well. It is like a medium coverage right now and I feel like it is so pretty. I wouldn't build it up anymore, but I do like it when it's a light coverage foundation as well. So it is very, very pretty and my pores don't look accentuated. It just looks very natural and very beautiful on the skin. So I'm really impressed with the way that it looks. I feel like it looks very, very nice. So I'm going to go ahead, do the rest of my makeup and then come back and show you what it looks like. I've finished off my makeup and this is what it looks like and it looks so beautiful on the skin. In natural lighting, in these lights, it looks absolutely beautiful. The rest of my products just glided on so easily as well. Had absolutely no issues and even up close and far away, it looks absolutely stunning. Like it looks like my skin just looks so refreshed and beautiful. It looks like my skin but better. However, the shade is so light compared to my neck. I had to use so much bronzer to try and even this out a little bit, but even still I can see that it is so much lighter than my neck. So yes, that's the annoying thing, so just bear that in mind when you're going on the website and you're looking at shades. I actually shade matched to this one from my usual Chanel foundation shade and my Estee Lauder shade, and it said it was this one and this is way too light. So I feel like definitely go into store and try them out and see which one is the best one for you. But so far I think this is such a beautiful foundation. I just wish it was a little bit darker, but like I said, everything glided on so easily. It blended out amazingly as well, and I'm really impressed with the way that it looks. But obviously we're going to see how it looks during the entire day. Now that we're getting to spring, it is getting darker later here in the UK, so hopefully I'm going to be able to do some check-ins in natural lighting so you can see what it looks like. But at the moment it is 11 o'clock in the morning. I've had this foundation on since 10:30 and I'm going to come back in a few hours, give you a check-in and let you know how it's gone throughout the day. I've had the foundation on now for 5 hours and I wanted to do a check-in because I'm just about to pop out again. I've literally come back home from going out, but I'm on my own now and I don't like doing checkups when I'm with Neil. So this is what the foundation looks like in natural lighting, and in all honesty it looks so good. So it hasn't actually come off on any areas other than the tip of my nose because I have sort of brushed my nose a little bit. It got a little bit snotty earlier on, but it's fine. It looks good. And let me just see close up. It does look very flawless, like really, really nice. As you can see, yeah, 5 hours. This looks so good. It's just come off a little bit on my chin. But yeah, it looks really, really nice. The only thing I do have to say is that it doesn't look luminous anymore. It doesn't look like it's a glowy foundation. It looks more matte. Looking at my skin close up, it is starting to look quite matte on my forehead, then also around my lips as well. It does look very matte. So that's something I do have to say, because it does say it's a glowy foundation, but it is looking quite mattifying. But so far, after 5 hours, it hasn't come off on any areas other than obviously my chin and the tip of my nose. But yeah, It looks really nice. It looks flawless. My skin looks so good, other than you can see the difference in colour. After 5 hours, this is what it's looking like. It's looking very, very nice, and it's looking a lot better than a lot of foundations that I've tried out on my channel. So yeah, I really like it, and I'm going to come back at the end of the day. I'm going to try and wear it for at least 8 hours and show you what it looks like and let you know what I think of the foundation. I'm back and it's now 6:45 in the evening, so I've had this foundation on now for over 8 hours, and I am about to go to the gym, which is why my hair is up in a ponytail. So we're going to go ahead and see what my skin looks like, see how the foundation has gone, because in my 5-hour check-in it seemed to look pretty good still. So I'm really interested to see what it looks like, because I haven't actually looked in a mirror at the moment. Okay, so this foundation has actually done really, really well. It looks really nice on the skin. The rest of my products are still on. Obviously it has come off a little bit on the tip of my nose because I did rub that earlier, and then also where my glasses are, it's come off there, and then a little bit on my chin. But other than that, it's stayed on like the entire face. It looks really good. It still does look a little bit matte, especially on the upper part of my nose right here. And then also around my mouth, it still looks quite matte. So I feel like it is one of those foundations where you probably do need to have a dewy setting spray or use dewy products, because I didn't use any mattifying products and it still looks a little bit matte on different areas. But my skin, it looks so good. In the mirror, in the viewfinder, it looks really, really good. I'm so impressed with the way that this is done during the day. It hasn't been super hot here. I do have combination skin as well, so I don't get super, super oily. But my last foundation that I tried out was this La Mer one, and this one didn't last the entire time that this foundation has worn. I thought it would pretty much just be coming off on my skin because it said that it was a glowy foundation, and for me that's usually a serum foundation. It's just going to come off after a few hours, but it looks so good on the skin. I'm so impressed. This is a £10 foundation, and this has done much better than a very expensive foundation. I am still a little bit annoyed about the colour match because I can't actually find a shade that's going to match me. I did look on the website and they don't actually do any deeper foundations with warm undertones that aren't deep. So it's just really annoying. So what I will have to do is just mix this with a foundation mixer and then I can get my perfect shade. But yeah, this still looks so good. So my bronzer has come off a little bit on the side of my cheeks here, but my blush is on, my highlighter is on. Bronzer has stayed on the head. There is a little bit that's come off on my forehead, but I just topped it up a little bit. But yeah, I am impressed with the way that it looks. It was very easily buildable. I liked it just with one layer. I felt like it looked very beautiful. But again, the colour match is very weird. I didn't really notice a scent to it either. And that's something that I always notice because certain foundations do smell like perfume, or the last one smelled like coffee. But this one doesn't really have a scent, which I think is going to be really good. I love the fact that it has a lot of skincare benefits in there as well. You have the peptides, the hyaluronic in there as well. So it's really, really good for the skin. And I feel like if you use this for quite a long time, you'll probably see the benefits of that. But my skin doesn't look horrible. It doesn't accentuate any of the wrinkles on my forehead at all, and it still looks nice. However, it's not a glowy foundation, so I don't really know where they get that from, because I personally just felt like it did look a little bit glowy when I first applied it, but then as you can see on my check-in, it is very matte. Like, it doesn't look like a glowy foundation, and this is a foundation that says it's a luminous serum foundation, and I get more luminosity from using my Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk foundation, which this is probably as well a dupe of. I feel like it's a dupe of the Giorgio Armani and also the La Beige foundation. However, after I've been wearing this during the day, I don't feel like it's as glowy as this one, although this one doesn't stay glowy during the entire day. It sort of sets down a little bit, but I feel like that this one is a little bit more mattifying. But I do really want to do a comparison video between the two, and then also the Giorgio Armani foundation, because I do have that. So I will keep you posted, and hopefully I'll be doing videos very, very soon comparing the two. But so far, I do really like this foundation. I feel like it is very beautiful. I feel like it is definitely worth the £10. If you do have dry skin, you probably want to stay away from this because it's not going to give you luminosity during the entire day. Like I said, in my check-in, it did start to look matte, but when I first applied it, it was quite serum-like and quite glowy, so just bear that in mind. But yeah, the shade range is so weird. They do need to bring out some more shades because I can't find a perfect match for me, because this is too light. Any deeper, they don't have warm undertones, which is really annoying. So I'm going to struggle to get a shade that's going to match me. So they really do need to bring out more shades, because it's going to be hard for everyone to find their foundation shade. It's not one of those where it's like a very sheer coverage where you can get away with having about 7 or 8 different shades in the collection because it's so sheer and it can work for loads of different skin tones. This is one where it's an actual foundation and it needs to match your skin perfectly. So overall, I do actually really like it. I feel like it is a great foundation. I'm going to keep trying this out because I feel like it could be a new daily for me. The L'Oreal True Match is what I wear all the time when I go to work, but I feel like this one might actually be a contender for my favourite drugstore foundation. And that's saying something because I love the L'Oreal True Match, and every drugstore foundation I have, I always pit it against that, and then every high-end foundation I have, I always pit it against the Chanel La Beige foundation, and then also the Estee Lauder Double Wear, because those are my favourite high-end foundations. You cannot get rid of those in my makeup collection because they're just so good. Like I said, I do really like the foundation. I feel like it's going to be a new favourite of mine. I'm going to be wearing this a lot more because it looks so beautiful on the skin, but I am going to try it with just using one layer to see if it does still go mattifying around my lips and then also my forehead. So I really want to try it out in different ways to see if I can make it more glowy. I didn't use a setting spray today, which is what I always use a hydrating setting mist, but I didn't use that today just because I wanted to see how this foundation plays on its own. I don't like that you only get 23 millilitres because it is less than a full fluid ounce, which you usually get in a drugstore foundation, but I do really like the price point. For £10, this is so good. And shade range, I don't like it. I feel like they need to expand a lot more because I will not be able to get my perfect shade in it, and I feel like a lot of people are probably going to be exactly the same as me. I do like that they have very, very fair to very, very deep. I feel like that is great, but all of the ones in the middle, they have a lot of space between them, so that is definitely a talking point. They definitely need to bring out some more very soon, because I've actually seen on their Instagram today that people have been complaining, saying that they can't actually find a shade that matches them. They'll have to buy 2 foundations, and they're like, what is the point if I'm spending £20 on a foundation because they don't have my shade? So it is one of those where you sort of have to think about that. If you do have dry skin, this probably isn't going to be the best foundation for you, but I feel like if you have normal combination or oily skin, you're actually going to really enjoy this because I like it. I feel like it looks so beautiful on the skin. I'm very impressed with it, and it's going to be a new go-to of mine. I'm going to be trying it out a lot, and yes, I really do like it. So overall, I really like this foundation. I definitely recommend that you get your hands on it, but also make sure that you go into the store and try them out as well, because it's going to be very hard for you to find your shade. So this is my review on the Revolution Skin Silk Luminous Serum Foundation. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you've tried out the foundation, if you like it, if you don't, just comment down below to let me know, and make sure to give this video a very big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video, guys. Bye.